Deadpool. Really? Man, I gotta make sure I time down next time. Okay. Hair flip? Check. Right.
What's up, danger? What's up, danger?
So, I take it you've all met Deadpool. Awesome action figure I got. I can't actually display him because I don't have all my furniture that I meant to have. So yeah, but Deadpool is one of my favorite superheroes. In fact, I'm wearing a Deadpool shirt. It is my favorite shirt as well. It's really dope. So let's get on to the video. Today I want to talk about this book right here. It is called 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. It is written by Yuval Noah Harari. Sorry if I butchered your name. It's a hard name to pronounce, I think. Yes. I'm not finished reading it. I am halfway through. I'm in the chapter which talks about, on part 3, which talks about despair and hope. But this book is really important, at least for me, for the 21st century, because it just talks about how history connects with modern topics like immigration, terrorism. I'm about to start the chapter on terrorism over here. This book is in Portuguese though, so I'm reading it way slower because, I'm better at English than Portuguese. I'm really enjoying it, and I just want to briefly talk about some of the topics. Here's just a word which... Rivalry, which I thought was interesting that he just talks about. So I have some pointers about this video. First of all, Yuval is a very, very good historian, in my opinion. He uses lots of good, which enables him to make connections. For example, he has a theory on his book which he explains about how technology is going to influence the world and how AI is going to be the next big thing, and he connects it with us humans in the future. We're going to be there's going to be a split between the top richest people and the poorest people, as the richest people will be able to biologically, there we go, biologically enhance their bodies, because medical science is going to enable us to do that, and the top richest will be able to do that, while the poorest will not, and then the richest will be biologically better, enhanced, than the poor, and this is gonna tie in with AI as well, in which he has a bunch of chapters about AI as well. And I'm gonna briefly summarize that AI will be beneficial for humanity because people think that AI is gonna be terrible, but the fact is we don't know, so we can only speculate, because AI seems like such a distant idea, but in fact it is looming, and it is developing. Machine learning is getting really smart, but the main difference is that machine learning is going to have a very hard time at understanding human emotion. And then this is where jobs can be created. Teaching is going to be one of the most important jobs, Yuval thinks, in the 21st century, because machines are not going to be able to have that connection with human beings, to teach, to feel emotion, because emotion is something, the hardest things for machines to do are some of the basic things that we humans do, emotion, walking. Robots, the main difficulty is trying to make a robot move or walk, because machines, not that they take time, but it's more complicated for them to do some of the basic elements of humans. So yeah, and it's going to create jobs. AI can collaborate with humans, not necessarily AI is going to dominate everything. So, but some jobs will be lost, jobs that can easily be done, maybe automatic cars. We're not going to need taxi drivers or Uber to drive us around if there's going to be automated cars that move by themselves, which is going to be, well, not more beneficial, but it's going to be an option. So we have to see. And this book talks a lot about hope, a lot about globalization, how humans need to work together for the benefit of the world, which moves on to the next few chapters, which talk about nationalism. Now, nationalism is something that really is misinterpreted by people because lots of people mix up patriotism and nationalism. Now, nationalism is basically the competition. Like one's competition, like you have. Okay, let me rephrase that. Someone has a connection with one's country, where decades of different religions tend to build your national identity. So, like the Cold War, the nuclear was scare made everybody be afraid of dying. So nationalism is like a general feel for the country, and it usually involves competition. While patriotism is the general love for one's country with the sense of responsibility. George Orwell said famously that nationalism is the biggest enemy of the world. So yeah, nationalism is something very important, and we need to come back together to fight against climate change, against the looming threat of AI, and against nuclear war. So Yuval thinks that nationalism coming together is the best resolution. So, and it is globalization, basically. He talks about globalization. And he also talks about religion and immigration. Now, I'm just really quickly going to summarize that he said that traditional religions need to rebuild themselves because in this modern world, like even like the Ayatollahs in Iran, they look for if when they want to fix a economical problem, they'll go to an economist. They won't go to their preachings because religion can't. Like nowadays, religion can't. Oh, I really need to praise myself. Good, because this may sound really badly. Come out really badly. Religion really can't explain everything. So he thinks that religion can really help nationalism grow. Yeah, like when you say, "Oh, our country's better because God wills it," that's just that. You know, you know what I mean. Okay, I am back. Sorry about all that. So basically, immigration. There's three main themes when people talk about modern immigration. For example, the immigration going on in Europe, where Syrians and other Middle Eastern people are all diverging to Europe. So the first theme is that the hosting nation allows the entry for immigrants. The second theme is, which Yuval talks about, is that immigrants need to adopt the central values of the nation, of the hosting nation, even if they need to lose their own traditional values. And theme 3 is that if immigrants dissolve sufficiently, they will become equal members of the society. So the will become the us. Okay, so really quickly, what I want to talk about here is that Yuval thinks that instead of racism nowadays, which has been debunked scientifically, we have culturatism. And now culturatism is basically like you think that just because someone follows a certain culture that they are different from you. That can be seen as a prejudice, or anti-Semitism, because you're judging off culture. Now, sometimes it can make sense. The example that I want to give is that, like, you have a Hethian, this is an example. You have someone from a nation, let's say it's called Hethian, because they react very heatedly with emotion. And then you have someone, a Chaldean, which reacts very coldly, which, like, doesn't show emotion. Now, would it be anti-Semitic for a Hethian company to tariff or to penalize a Chaldean worker just because culturally they react differently? Historians and sociologists really ponder on this question because it's it is anti-Semitic, because like you are not anti-Semitic, anti-ethical, sorry, anti-ethical, because you are holding back someone from being themselves just because they react differently. And Yuval thinks that culturism is the new way that we judge immigrants and how we build our ideas on immigration. So yeah, I just thought this book was really, really interesting. So I wanted to make this short video explaining what I've read until now. Note that I've not finished it, and a part 2 is very much likely. I just wanted to explain it. Yeah, because I think it's very interesting. And I really recommend it because it is really making me look at the world differently. As Yuval is, I think, a very, very prominent historian out there. And someone who wants to make good in the world, like a Jordan Peterson, or even, dare I say, a Ben Shapiro. I know people don't really like them, but I don't want to get into politics at the moment. I just wanted to explain what I've read. And I really enjoyed this book. Again, I've read it in Portuguese, not in English, which is harder for me, but I've enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been informative. So, yeah, and I hope to see you soon.